Shocking new details emerge in the Bondi Beach massacre, where 16 people were killed during a deadly attack at Sydney's iconic shoreline over the weekend. Indian police have confirmed one of the accused, Sajid Akram's Hyderabad roots, claiming that he migrated 27 years ago while denying radicalization in the country. Authorities also revealed that the father-son duo accused of the killings traveled to the Philippines just weeks before the attack and traveled on an Indian passport. New details are emerging in one of Australia's deadliest terror attacks, and they stretch far beyond Bondi Beach. Investigators now say the two men accused of carrying out the massacre, a father and his son, traveled overseas just weeks before the bloodshed. Sajid Akram, 50, and his 24-year-old son, Naveed Akram. According to Philippine immigration authorities, the pair entered the Philippines on November 1st and left on November 28th, and one of them was traveling on an Indian passport. Their listed destination? Davao. Where they went, who they met, and what they did there is now under intense investigation. Security sources believe the trip may not have been innocent. Australian media reports suggest the duo may have undergone military-style training during their time in the Philippines.
There has been reports in the news about our two offenders travelling to the Philippines last month. I can confirm that they did travel to the Philippines. The reasons why they went to the Philippines and the purpose of that and where they went when they were there is under investigation at the moment. I also confirm that the vehicle, which is registered to the younger male, contained IEDs, but I also confirm that it contained 2 homemade ISIS flags. We continue to work through the motive of this tragedy, and we'll continue to do so. And I think it's really important that our investigators continue to be given time to do that.
Early indications point to a terrorist attack inspired by Islamic State, allegedly committed by a father and son. There is no evidence to suggest other individuals were involved in this attack. However, we caution that this could change given it is early in our investigation.
Back in Sydney, the violence unfolded with devastating speed. The attackers opened fire at a Hanukkah celebration on Bondi Beach, deliberately targeting Jewish attendees. 15 people were killed, among them a 10-year-old girl, a British-born rabbi, a retired police officer, and a Holocaust survivor. 25 others were wounded, 6 remaining critical condition. Police say a vehicle registered to Naveed Akram contained improvised explosive devices, along with homemade flags linked to ISIS. Authorities now believe the attack was driven by Islamic State ideology, a conclusion echoed by Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, who described the shooters as radicalized by an ideology of hate.
I'll reiterate, that is subject to the investigation at the moment. We base our policing response on the threat that exists at the time. A lot of work is done between ourselves and the Jewish community. Obviously, Bondi Beach is a large and public area. We regularly patrol that area as we did on that day.
The New South Wales Police acted with bravery and integrity. They didn't take a backward step. They engaged the gunman on the footbridge with handguns. The offenders had long-range rifles, and New South Wales police officers were responsible for killing one of them and shooting the other one, and as a result, saving many, many people's lives. Now, there are 2 officers in critical care in New South Wales hospitals at the moment. They weren't shot in the back as they were running away, they were shot in the front. I'm sorry to be graphic about it, but if there's any suggestion that New South Wales police didn't live up to their responsibilities to the people of this state, it should be rejected because it's not consistent with the facts. Any doubt that if we had our time again, of course we would do things differently. And part of our response with the Jewish community and the people of New South Wales through Operation Shelter, working closely with the CSG, who are responsible for security in the Jewish community, is to ensure that we can work with them in the future. I can't take back Sunday, nobody can. But what we can do is ensure that in the future we are putting security in place so that we rebuild trust with the Jewish community. One aspect of gun law reform that is absolutely essential in New South Wales, and it will be controversial, is for police to use criminal intelligence, not just a criminal record, in determining whether someone should keep a gun licence or even be granted a gun licence in this state. And what I'm trying to say is, if we can craft a law that the police commissioner can say, I've got concerns about this person, I don't want them having access to a gun, notwithstanding the fact that they don't have a criminal record, that's the kind of legislation that we want to see in New South Wales.
It would appear that there is evidence that this was inspired by a terrorist organisation, by ISIS. Now, some of the evidence which is being procured, including the presence of Islamic State flags in the vehicle that has been seized, are a part of that. Radical perversion of Islam is absolutely a problem. It is something that has been identified globally as a problem as well. ISIS is created by an evil ideology that has been called out not just by the Australian government but globally as well.
Yet, troubling questions remain. Naveed Akram had come to the attention of Australia's intelligence agency back in 2019, but was not considered an imminent threat at the time. His father, Sajid, was legally licensed to own firearms, a member of a gun club, a fruiterer by profession. Six guns legally owned, several taken to Bondi Beach. Police say the pair told family members they were going on a fishing trip. Instead, investigators allege they were staying at a short-term rental, planning the attack. One gunman was killed at the scene, the other remains critically injured. In India, Telangana police confirmed that Sajid was originally from Hyderabad. In a statement, Telangana police said Sajid had migrated to Australia nearly 27 years ago and had limited contact with his family in Hyderabad. The police added that his radicalization and actions appeared to have no connection with India or any local influence in Telangana. Sajid held an Indian passport, while his son and daughter, born in Australia, are Australian citizens. Bondi Beach is still a crime scene. Forensic teams continue to comb through evidence. Ballistics experts search for answers. Authorities insist there was no intelligence failure, but the investigation is far from over. From Sydney to Southeast Asia, from radical ideology to mass murder, this case is now exposing how terror plots can cross borders, hide in silent sight, and strike without warning.